Championship crew. I'm Sam Brief. Happy Saturday, the first Saturday of December here at the Jones Convocation Center, where Chicago State faces a really formidable opponent today. The Spartans of Norfolk State, led by head coach Larry Vickers. This is the reigning MEAC champions. They were in the NCAA tournament last year, facing South Carolina. And at 6-2, it's a tall task for Chicago State.
That's right, Sam. Chicago State will have to worry about patrolling the paint today, going up against Norfolk State's leading scorer, Kiera Wheeler, averaging just under 15 a game. She will cause all sorts of problems for Chicago State down low, and we'll see in the starting lineup, Chicago State has decided to provide a number of bigs. However, in the backcourt, it'll come down to Ja'Sia Cunningham. She's been the absolute bucket getter on this Chicago State team, had 37 last Sunday in the loss in triple overtime against Evansville, but Ja'Sia and Taylor Willard will patrol the backcourt for Chicago State, Sam.
It's a big lineup for Chicago State, but as you mentioned, the guard play might be the big advantage for CSU. Ja'Sia Cunningham and Taylor Willard in the Chicago State backcourt. Head coach Andrea Williams hoping this is the day that her team breaks through and gets their first win of the season, facing Norfolk State for the second straight year. It's wonderful to have you with us. Jones Convocation Center here in Chicago for just the second all-time matchup between these two schools. Norfolk State coming from down in Virginia, here to near winter Chicago, where Josie Hill and Mokoye Diawara get set for tip-off. Here's Chicago State's lead second-year head coach, Andrea Williams.
Coach Williams doing an excellent job with Chicago State, Sam. I know when you look at a record and you see 0-12, you may see what can you really take from that record. But if you've watched these individual players, you've seen players improve on this roster. Josie Hill in the loss last Sunday had what should have been a triple-double. In my heart, it was a triple-double as she fouled out on what should have been the 10th block.
She had 12 points, 13 rebounds, and 9 blocks a week ago against Evansville. That was a triple overtime loss in which Chicago State scored 102 points. Here comes Norfolk State in the green, and right away, foul drawn by the shifty guard, Debria Clark, freshman from Baltimore, will go to the charity stripe just 13 seconds in.
Here, early weave here for Norfolk State. Now you see the nice drive by Clark. She's got the speed mismatch on Norris, and Chicago State actually going to go with Carter here to come into the game.
Taylor Norris checks out after just 13 seconds. She was the guilty party on the foul. And Debria Clark, an 87% free throw shooter, hits her first.
Sam. Carter was initially listed as a starter, so maybe she was a last-second scratch with Norris getting the starting spot.
Hill snares the rebound, so there's tally 1 on her triple-double watch after last week. And Hill has it up top, defended by the much smaller Clark. We think maybe Chicago State has a little backcourt advantage today, while you get the big front court advantage potentially for Norfolk State. That was a miss for Ja'Sia Cunningham. And here come the Spartans, and that is their big presence down low. Kiera Wheeler, her first bucket.
And Wheeler runs the floor very well. Also, she has the ability to clear out a lot of Chicago State defenders. Josie Hill's going to have her hands full if she's got the one-on-one matchup.
Here's Ja'Sia Cunningham, 37 points last time we saw her here at home. That was against Evansville. And the Milwaukee native misses off the front end on a layup. Rebound to Wheeler.
Seems like Ja'Sia's got the green light early on, but you wouldn't expect anything less. Ja'Sia leading the team in scoring so far this year.
Yeah, she put up 29 shots in that triple overtime game. Already 2 today as Diawara slithers in, and good hold on the defense by Zakiya Carter.
And that's what I'm talking about. Some of the improvements we've seen out of Zakiya Carter, her mobility around the floor. That was one of the issues we had a year ago with Izzy Tavo early on in the season, moving around the court, trying to gain that strength and conditioning, moving around. Andrea Williams really good at molding players and getting them in basketball shape.
Williams leading this team in her second season. 27-year coaching veteran at all 3 levels, D1, D2, D3. Here she is at D1, her first stint in Chicago. Her point guard, Taylor Willard, out to Eve Parrish. Chicago State setting up in the home grays, and down 3 early.
If you love green, this is the matchup for you.
Yeah, we got raining green today and raining threes to start. It's Taylor Willard from the corner.
Taylor Willard knocking down that 3, and that's what I'm talking about. Floor spacing and three-point shooting. Cunningham and Willard can put numbers on the board for Chicago State.
And Norfolk State, a big favorite in today's game. So Chicago State, some fire in their belly, looking to prove something. Clark shimmying in. Blows by Carter, and now it's Diawara from 10 feet. Makoye Diawara with the bucket.
Great floor spacing there from Norfolk State. They hit the baseline jumper. Wheeler gets it from the corner and makes the early 2.
So Wheeler's got 2 buckets today for Norfolk State. First team all MEAC preseason. An absolute stud in her second year. The Norfolk State team last year 26-7. And they won the MEAC for the first time since 2002, made it to the NCAA. And with just 3 on the shot clock, here's Josie Hill. Out to Cunningham. Off the front end, no, but it's out of bounds off of Denasia Williams. So we'll stay here. Chicago State 20 on the shot clock.
One of the benefits of having an aggressive player like Josiah Cunningham, you missed that shot, but you get another chance because the ball's deflected out of bounds.
Here's Willard in the corner. Resetting with a pass to Hill. Josie backing up against Diawara. No on the floater. Carter fighting for the board, but Wheeler pries it from her. Now Kiera running the floor. She's met by Hill. Outside of the open, Clark thought about the 3. A little better shot for Nia Fields. 40% shooter misses, and we will go the other way. Cougar ball.
One of the matchups here with the guards, I think Norfolk State, actually, they have the size advantage. The issue, however, is a lot of their scorers or supposed scorers in the backcourt, they're not really solid shooters, so you'll see a lot of missed threes from Norfolk State.
Now Willard brings it up the court, second-year player for Chicago State. 9 points a game, and airmails it over the head of Cunningham. Costly turnover gives it right back to the Spartans.
I don't think we've really seen either of these teams get settled down here in the early going. Same, you see Andrea Williams looking on, but Norfolk State, you see them settling for threes. You usually see more play for Wheeler, and everything right now is just let 15 go for Chicago State.
Cunningham so far 3 shots attempted, none made, as Josie Hill gets a pickpocket steal. Willard out to Cunningham, and the aggressive Milwaukee native rattles it home, her first.
Bucket getter Josiah Cunningham getting her first bucket of this game here against Norfolk State.
And now shimmying in, Fields, no. And Wheeler, no. And the third time Wheeler gets fouled, Kiera to the line.
That foul likely going to be on Zakia Carter. But once again, great effort by Carter. We're still working on getting used to playing the college speed. Nice second jump on that foul right there. Great effort. But once again, you're going up against a monster in Wheeler. She's going to crash the glass.
Here's Larry Vickers. He's the 8th year lead for Norfolk State, reigning MEAC Coach of the Year. Looks a bit agitated so far, as this game is tied 4 minutes in, and Wheeler is no good on the front end. 71% free throw shooter.
Andrea Williams, just a tough loss in that game last Sunday against Evansville, but once again, still out here trying to get Chicago State that home win here against Norfolk State today.
Wheeler splits them, and both teams are looking to break a little losing stretch. Norfolk State has lost 2 of 3. Cougars have lost 12 in a row to start the season. And down low, Wheeler comes up with a stuff. Rejection of Josie Hill. Here come the Spartans running the floor well. But Josiah Cunningham gets it out off of Diawara. It's Chicago State ball.
Great hands by Josiah Cunningham, able to knock that ball free off Diawara. That should have been an easy 2. It was a 2-on-1 breakaway. Cunningham got the hand in, swiped it away, turns it over.
It felt like an easy bucket for Norfolk State. And suddenly nothing. Here's Willard up top. Off to Cunningham, who has 2 points today. Eve Parrish kicking a Hill from the free throw line. Money. Josie Hill has Chicago State on top.
More of those improvements. Josie Hill has gotten much better, more automatic from 15 and beyond, hitting that jump shot.
Hill, second-year player out of South Dakota. Clark back to Williams. And this is the freshman, Debria Clark. And a whistle. And an offensive foul. A moving screen goes against Norfolk State.
I have to be honest, I actually missed that when they called it on Wheeler.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely a moving screen. That's almost as if she was trying to, like a football block there. She basically did everything but put the hands out.
Like a screen pass.
Right.
And Coach Vickers is upset. He comes to this women's basketball program after 8 seasons as an assistant with the Norfolk State men. And Cunningham throws it away right to Nia Fields. And now Fields leading the break. She throws it right over the head of Diawara. Really messy offense so far. 3 turnovers for Norfolk State.
Sam, Norfolk State, they have to settle down. That's another possession where you had a player open under the basket or open for 3, and it's just an errant pass that gives it back to Chicago State.
And now Cunningham out to Hill. hot start, and she rattles it in. There's a bucket. No, that's Princess Hester, excuse me. Hester with a bucket, her first. And then Eve Parrish steals it away for Chicago State. Parrish coast to coast, draws contact, and Eve to the line.
Plenty of reasons to be optimistic if you're a Chicago State women's basketball fan. Princess Hester still trying to find her offense, and Eve Parrish has been a pleasant surprise going end to end, drawing the foul.
Well, Chicago State's up 3 against a big favorite. It's electric here at the Jones Convocation Center when we return.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at Ticketsmarter.com.
Smooth start for Chicago State, not so much for Norfolk State, a team coming out of the MEAC at 6-2, the reigning conference champions. And so far, Chris, Spartans look a little sketchy. Cougars have come out firing.
In Chicago State, what they've done, they've packed it in. They realize they have to defend the paint, patrol the paint against this Norfolk State offense. And what Chicago State has done so far, they forced a number of turnovers. 5 turnovers from Norfolk State, all within the last 2 minutes and 55 seconds exactly. And in that same stretch, exactly 0 field goals for Norfolk State as they start this game shooting 2 for 5.
Well, you mentioned Chicago State in the paint. This is a team that in their last game, which was Thursday at Illinois State, Chris, they were out-rebounded 64-31. That's a wake-up call, and it looks like they've risen to the occasion.
And also another wake-up call, going back to the Evansville game, we saw late in overtime, it was those late offensive rebounds for Evansville, which gave them second chances, even the score from Hardwick at the end of that game in double overtime, which forced a triple overtime, which practically took a win from Chicago State.
Still can't believe that game went triple OT. Parrish hits the front end. She's 6 of 8 on the season from the stride.
Yeah, what a game it was, man. You should have been here. One of the best ones I've seen here in the JCC.
Yeah, don't remind me. I had to follow on the phone. Parrish goes 2 for 2.
Unfortunate result for the CSU faithful, but a great game nonetheless.
103-102 final, the longest game in the history of Chicago State women's hoops. Here's Debria Clark in the corner for Norfolk State, looking to settle in offensively. So who do you go to? It's Wheeler, and she misses. 3 Cougars fight for the board, and Parrish gets it.
Great usage of the hands by Josie Hill, got the block and didn't foul as she was swiping for the loose ball.
Now Willard up top against Anjanae Richardson, who just checked in. Looks like we got a zone defense here for Norfolk State.
And Norfolk State, they're going to try to force you to shoot, but Chicago State, they like to shoot from the outside. Willard just can't get the result.
Willard has split her 2 attempts so far. And Norfolk State ball down 5. Richardson against Hill, slithering in. She misses. Wheeler gets the board. She's been a beast, but no good on the putback. Cougar ball. Here's Wheeler.
It's worth watching out from Norfolk State's guards. They've been falling out of the rhythm of the offense as of late, so you might see more shots like you just saw from from Richardson on that last rip.
Good move for Hill, but she's stuffed by the backboard. And the rebound to Wheeler. She has 6. Kiera Wheeler has really dominated the paint so far. 2 for 4 shooting, 6 boards.
In Chicago State, they have to commit 2 defenders to her at almost all times. You see Parrish trying to play in between on the backside at the top of your screen there.
10 to shoot for Norfolk State. And driving in, Nia Fields comes up empty, but there's Sky Robinson on the putback, the VCU transfer with her first points.
And that's what I was talking about with Fields and Robinson. These are two players who've been out of the rhythm of the offense the last few minutes, going to try to make something happen at the basket.
And Norfolk State gets their first turnover in quite some time. Clark, though, misses a gimme layup. Rebound Willard. Cougars moving with speed. Cunningham lost it. Where are we going? Looks like Cougar ball.
And she lost it off of Fields' foot as she came across the timeline. Great defense by Nia Fields. A lot of length on these Norfolk State guards. However, here in these first 8 minutes, we haven't really seen them do much but either turn the ball over or feed it down low.
A little more size in the game now for Coach Vickers. Only the 6th game this year for Danielle Robinson, 35 in the green. She's on the ball right now. Transfer out of Seton Hall, Newark, New Jersey native. Still on the ball as Parrish dribbles. We got 8 on the shot clock. Parrish lost it. Robinson tracks it down, then gets bumped down. Easy foul call against Cunningham.
Very easy foul call. Just a wild possession for Eve Parrish there, dribbling back and forth. There you see her just lose the ball into the air, and Cunningham just going to knock over Danielle Robinson trying to get the loose ball.
So instant impact for Robinson. And now Parrish checks out for the Cougars. Princess Hester comes back in. She has 2 points on 1 shot. It's good to have you with us on a Saturday in Chicago. Second meeting in 2 years between these two. Norfolk State in the green, Chicago State in the gray. And that's a nice move from Richardson, but it comes at a cost. Offensive foul.
Good call. I'm actually surprised the official across the floor saw that. There certainly was a hook. You'll see it right there. He saw the push, but prior to the push-off, there was a hook as Richardson tried to turn the score on Willard, and then she pushed off as she laid it up.
That's 5 turnovers in the last 4 minutes for Norfolk State. Cunningham spinning, lost it. Willard fights for it back and then kicks it out to Hester. Long 2 is off. And the board to Norfolk State. Now with speed, here comes Richardson. Motoring in and 1. No, we got an offensive foul. That's 2 in a row on Anjanae Richardson.
Yeah, I'd like to see this one, Sam. I thought as well this was a block. They say Willard got there in time. That is bang, bang. Willard's left foot just hit the ground as the contact was made. Offensive foul.
And now Richardson with the 2 fouls has to check out. That's got to be frustrating for her. 2 fouls, both with the basketball.
And also the few times she was in the game, she was out of rhythm. She was away from the play in the corner. She was just standing there, and then so every time we saw her get the ball, that's why she aggressively drove to the basket.
Foul on Denaja Williams. This is her first. Watch her come late on Cunningham. A lot of contact grabbing the wrist.
Yeah, definitely had the hand as she was trying to shoot it there. So sideline inbound for Chicago State under the basket.
Cougars by 3:40 left in the first quarter. This is Hester with her foot on the line. It's off. And the board to Norfolk State's Diawara.
Seems like Hester's been given the green light today, but I like that. You want to try to keep her in rhythm as well. You want to keep her in the motion of the offense.
Robinson from 18 feet. Smooth as silk for Danielle Robinson.
Yeah, that was also a great shot. Robinson just came to the top of the free throw arc and just knocked it down.
So 11-10. Chicago State leading early and then throwing it away right to the waiting Sky Robinson. Here come the Spartans. Williams down low to the wide open Robinson. Ooh. And got a foul call against Diawara.
Yeah.
Lowering the boom.
You could have called either that or a travel. There was also a travel coming right here.
Armbar.
Yeah, the armbar from Diawara, but there also was a travel as Robinson stepped inside, 1 extra step to get closer for the lay-in.
That is 8 turnovers for Norfolk State in the first quarter. This is Cunningham driving, and she gets bodied hard. Foul on Sky Robinson. It's the 6th Norfolk State team foul, and Cunningham's down.
Oh, no.
Holding their head. Certainly hoping she's okay, and the Chicago State athletic training staff comes over to look at her. We're going to step aside here. 53 seconds left in the first quarter. Cougars by 1, and Cunningham being examined.
Set your future in motion at Chicago State University with over 70 degree and certificate programs, ample scholarship opportunities, and a vibrant campus life. Chicago State University is Chicago's #1 most affordable public university with a diverse faculty, small class sizes, and almost 50 student organizations, including NCAA Division I athletics. At Chicago State, we provide you with the tools you need to succeed. Visit csu.edu/admissions to learn how you can earn your first year of tuition free.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at ticketsmarter.com.
Jasiah Cunningham was just helped off, and after a Norfolk State miss, Chicago State's with the ball. With 10 seconds on the shot clock, this is Josie Hill. She lost it, the steal for Williams. 2-on-1 for Norfolk State. Robinson lost the hot potato. So 12 on the clock, and a 3-ball is good for Debria Clark.
A bit of a why not 3 for Norfolk State. Their first made 3, only 1 of 2 in this first quarter.
2 seconds for Chicago State. Josie Hill at the buzzer. It's off the front end. And Norfolk State with a late charge takes a 13-11 lead out of the first quarter. Very messy. 15 turnovers between the two teams. And we'll be back for the second quarter from Chicago on the other side.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
At the Chicago State University College of Pharmacy, discoveries happen daily and students become industry leaders. If you are looking for a rewarding profession combining patient care, scientific research, and opportunities to give back to your community, CSU is an exceptional place to prepare with 3,000 square feet of state-of-the-art lab and research facilities and renowned faculty. No bachelor's degree is required. Learn more about CSU's College of Pharmacy by visiting csu.edu/College of Pharmacy.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at ticketsmarter.com.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
Chicago State, hungry for its first win of the season, came out firing early and often against Norfolk State. Taylor Willard with the 3. But then this veteran, savvy Spartan team ending on a 7-0 run to close the first quarter. And they were up 13-11. As we bring you back here to Chicago, that was the cherry on top of the run. Danielle Robinson with a 15-footer. Alongside Chris Rouse and our championship crew, Sam Brief with you live from the Jones Convocation Center. Chris, it was a messy first quarter. I counted 15 turnovers.
Long feeling out process for both teams, Sam, but what we're seeing as of late in game action, Norfolk State starting to settle in defensively, giving us a number of looks with zone 1-2-2 right now.
And against that zone, it's Princess Hester passing to Josie Hill. Down low, over the head of Parrish, out of bounds. 16th turnover, 8 for each team.
Once again, Norfolk State, that was a 1-2-2 zone. Now when Chicago State has to go full court, they'll extend it. They'll go to a 1-2-2 full court press, and that's what's turned this game around. Chicago State having problems getting the ball up the floor.
Claire Simmons just checked in. She's on the ball right now for Chicago State. That's 32 in the gray. Simmons, a native of Louisville, Kentucky. 30 seconds into the second quarter, Hill blocks Clark. And Josie Hill almost had a triple-double with blocks last week against Evansville, and here was her first block of today.
And that's the proper way to play switching defense. Simmons just passed her off to Hill, who got the block.
Robinson with the head down. Diawara. And now Nia Fields resets. Down low, Diawara lobs it to Williams. That's a nice low give and go.
And it beat the horn. Great play by Diawara, who's been looking for a quality touch all game. Finally gets an assist out of it.
Simmons splitting the D. Ball's on the ground, and it's to the Spartans. But a bad pass gives it back to the Cougars.
That's tough because Simmons was so out of position that it almost threw off the play for Clark, who was trying to feed it ahead to Robinson, who was a little bit wide right of the spot of the pass.
Andrea Williams hoping to guide her team to their first win of the season, coming off a loss at Illinois State. That was 102-47 Thursday. Before that, it was a 103-102 triple overtime thriller of a loss against Evansville. Josie Hill misses a 15-footer. A rebound chased down with one arm by Robinson.
Missed shot, but that was probably the best press break we've seen out of Chicago State so far.
How so?
Did great passing, great job of not putting the ball on the floor. You got a solid shot just out of moving the ball around out of the perimeter.
Yeah, quickest way down the floor. Here's Kiera Wheeler, one-on-one with Hill. The turnaround. Bounce, bounce, no. And it's Cougar ball.
I'd like to see, right on cue, I was just about to say, I'd like to see more out of Eve Parrish. She had a really good game last Sunday, 12 points, 18 rebounds, has proven that she can shoot the ball, but right now just sort of trying to settle down, run some rebounds down, and also play an extra passer.
She gets it to Willard, and now back to Parrish. Cougars down 4. We're 2 minutes into the second quarter here at the Jones Convocation Center. It's Parrish on Robinson. And the handoff to Cunningham, who's been quiet in the last 5, but great to see her back in the game after taking a hard fall. Indeed. 5 seconds on the shot clock, and Willard is trapped. She throws it off. Wheeler goes out of bounds. And with 3 on the shot clock, Cougars will have a baseline inbound. That was smart.
Smart play, but also now we got Parrish inbounding. Once again, 12 points, 20 rebounds last week. You think she would be by the basket on this play.
This is out to Willard with 1 on the shot clock. No dice. Rebound Williams.
I guess Parrish was right there. She tried to get the rebound, just couldn't come away with it.
Denaja Williams with it. Transfer from St. John's, preseason third-teamer. Now to the top, it's Nia Fields. One-on-one with Hester. Little floater. No. The rebound to Hester. Here comes Willard knifing up the court. Just lobs it to Josiah Cunningham. Got to reset things against the zone.
Great
now
play.
Josie Hill wide open, rattles it home.
Great read by Cunningham. That's how you break a zone. You feed the ball to the free throw line. Hill was wide open. All she had to do was turn and lay it up. Chicago State back within 2.
Josie, 4 points, 2 boards, and a block.
Both of these teams, they've got to squeeze the orange, Sam. I mean, both of these teams, it's like the ball is slippery today.
Both teams shooting under 35%. That won't help as Hill blocks the 3-point attempt. And then a foul called against Kiera Wheeler. So messy times continue here in Chicago.
Parrish drawing the foul there. Her versatility is key for Chicago State. The ability to rebound, the ability to shoot. She's proven she can put the ball on the floor. That's why I was saying early on, Parrish has given Chicago State fans another reason to be optimistic. She's a player that has a complete skill set.
Taylor Norris checks back in, someone who her coach calls Miss Chicago State. Does it all for this team. 3rd year at Chicago State.
She was homecoming.
She was homecoming queen.
She was homecoming queen. Salute to that.
Yeah, big salute to Taylor Norris.
You ever been a homecoming king or queen?
No, never been a king, queen of any sort.
King in 08. Salute to me.
You?
Yes.
Were you a homecoming king?
2008. Long time ago.
Seriously?
Right? Yes. So I can relate to the
royalty.
royalty.
You got my vote.
I can relate to the royalty.
Now forever, I think I'm going to refer to you as King Rouse.
That's why I changed it.
Here is Josie Hill. Josiah Cunningham back to Hill. Good 2-woman game. And then Hill was fouled. Oh, no. It's against Chicago State. It's a travel violation.
One of those situations where Josie Hill just caught it and tried to run with it. We got so excited after scoring last time where she caught it, turned it, laid it in. She tried to do it again, too far away from the basket.
Good analysis, King Rouse. Here's Williams. Head down, drives in, and draws a foul, I think against Cunningham. And Williams to the line.
It's again great defense from Chicago State until they get to the basket. They do a good job with the switch off. It's just, once again, too many hands flailing in there.
Yeah.
You're going to get to contact on the shooter. That's going to send it to the line every time.
Second foul on Cunningham, and Denaja Williams, 59% free throw shooter. Native of Brooklyn. Misses her first. So last year, Norfolk State, 26-7. It was one of the best seasons in program history. They won the MEAC. They went to the NCAA tournament. Who did they get to meet? One of the great teams of all time, the then undefeated Gamecocks of South Carolina. And in a 16-1 matchup, they got blown out. But they held their own. 72-40 final, but first half was interestingly tight, Chris.
72-40, that's it against South Carolina?
Could have been a lot worse.
That's holding your own against South Carolina, the #1 team last year.
Ended up falling in the Final Four to Iowa. Cougars have just 4 to shoot. Eve Parrish from downtown. It's off. They've only hit 1 3-pointer today. And here come the Spartans leading by 3. Down low to the big Kiera Wheeler. Up and under. Shot is good.
That was just a simple feed it down low to Old Reliable. 22 has been Old Reliable for Norfolk State, their leading scorer this season.
And last year against Chicago State, she had 12 points on 6 of 6 shooting. Today she's missed 3 shots, but 5 points. Up top, Cunningham. And now Parrish from 15. It's off. And the rebound to Wheeler. She got fouled by Norris. Taylor's second.
I know we were joking about Norfolk State losing to 30 to South Carolina, but that's a tough out. I mean, it's always going to be tough to beat South Carolina, one of the best teams in the country. But what we're trying to say is this is a tough Norfolk State team. They get after it defensively. They have Wheeler on the offensive end. She takes a foul there, but that's why she's Old Reliable for this team. That big body, number 22 down low, just feed it to her, let her work in the post.
Izzy Tavau comes in, native of South Auckland, New Zealand, joining Carter, Parrish, Willard, and Cunningham. 5 on the court for the Cougars.
2-3 zone for Chicago State, so that's more size down low with Tavau and Carter. 2 bodies to match up with Wheeler, also possibly fouls to take.
That's 6'1" and 6'6" down low for Chicago State. And now Carter on the ball as Wheeler misses, and Tavau just lost the rebound. Wheeler gets it back and draws a foul. Man, watching Kiera Wheeler, something else. Already 7 rebounds in a quarter and a half.
And the issue here, Sam, is Chicago State, they're going up against Wheeler, and they're having an issue with the matchup because probably the best defender here would be Eve Parrish. The only problem is she's giving up too much size down low. Wheeler could just back her down. So for Chicago State, Coach Williams has to try to cross-match a lot of her bigs here to match up with Wheeler.
Hitting the front end, Kiera Wheeler, first team All-MEAC preseason. Norfolk State team that was picked to win the MEAC after winning it last year. And Wheeler's got 9 points, 7 boards. Cougar ball, this team, Chris, 5 of 19 from the floor, starting to dry up.
And most of their energy focused on the defensive side. They're trying to stop 22 for Norfolk State, Wheeler.
Parrish looking for Carter, instead gives it to Willard. With 10, she throws it away. Another turnover for the Cougars. That's 11. And Williams can't make him pay. Rebound, put back, yes. That's Debria Clark, who has 6 points.
Great job by Parrish to force the first miss, but also even better job by Clark to clean up and get the lay-in.
And then a foul on Williams, her second. And team foul number 2.
And here's the issue for Chicago State. They're having a hard time cross-matching with Norfolk State's best offensive weapons. We mentioned how they have Wheeler going up against Tavau and Carter. Maybe Parrish would be better speed-wise, but you got the other 2 big bodies in Carter and Tavau. They're just giving up a lot of size and a lot of easy buckets down low.
A 7-0 run for Norfolk State in the last minute 54. We are at the under 5 timeout. We'll be back on the other side.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. TicketSmarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the TicketSmarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think TicketSmarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at TicketSmarter.com.
Well, Norfolk State up 9 thanks to a 7-0 run. Here's their latest bucket. Cleaning up the glass, getting it to go. Debria Clark has 6 points for a Norfolk State team that had a really slow start, but very hot over the last quarter and a half. Chris, what have the Spartans done to turn it around?
They've shown a number of different looks defensively, and it's totally confused Chicago State. We've seen a lot of 1-2-2 zone, whether it be 3/4 full quarter and a half court. Chicago State just having an issue adjusting to the 1-2-2 zone, and also offensively for Norfolk State, they have Wheeler. She's just in a heater right now. Chicago State, they don't have the speed or the size, the right speed or size combination to match up with her, and they've cross-matched with their bigs.
Wheeler has 7 rebounds, and her team has 7 more rebounds than Chicago State. Cougars with 11 turnovers, Norfolk State with 9. Anna Haklichka, who is here as a fan today, checking out Chicago State. Her career coming to a close a couple weeks ago. Great career for the Croatian sensation, who watches as her team looks for its first bucket in 2 minutes, 30 seconds, Chris.
And I have to say, if that was Anna's last game against Evansville last week, what a finish, what an end to her career. That was a solid performance from Anna Haklichka.
Third-year player for Chicago State, as Willard has it up top against his own defense. Cunningham at the right wing, lobbing it down to Carter. The 6'6" center is fouled by Robinson, and Zykia Carter, who shoots at 48% from the line, will make a trip there.
I'm interested to see Carter with the ball in her hand. Doesn't really get a lot of touches, has a lot of nice size. There you see nice catch, great composure. Only issue is, once again, she's still learning. You don't bring the ball down that low, even though it drew a foul.
Former McDonald's All-American nominee out of Georgia. Carter hitting the first. She comes from Waverly Hall, Georgia, then to Chattahoochee Valley Community College, and now here at Chicago State. Splits the free throws. Cougs down 8, 4:20 left in the second quarter. Field sets up the offense for Norfolk State on a heater right now. She finds Robinson, and after a dribble back to Fields, Norfolk State has led this thing since the under-5 timeout of the first quarter. Fields a wraparound to Robinson. Just 5 to shoot. It's Fields again at the baseline. Nice pass. Robinson's open, and a clean shot from the wing.
Chicago State has to watch Fields. She's desperate to score something here. She's 0 for 5. That's why you see her with 2 or 3 drives and creating for other teammates.
And Danielle Robinson off the bench. She's got 4 points, hit both shots. Willard with a long 2. She was fouled by Fields. So number 2 fouls number 2. She'll head to the line.
That'll be the second foul against Fields as well in this ball game. And once again, as I just mentioned, Sammy, we have to watch Nia Fields. She's supposed to be the table setter from Norfolk State, but 0 for 5 from the field, has 2 assists, however, now Willard at the stripe.
Willard rattles home the first. Transferred to Chicago State from Grayson College down in Denison, Texas. Last year, second in scoring with 11 a game. This year, she's at 10 a game. And after that free throw, she has 4 points this afternoon. So Cougars down 8, 3:30 left in the second. Looking for their first win of the season against 6-2 Norfolk State. This is Fields against Carter. That's a mismatch, and there's another one. Kiera Wheeler over Jasiah Cunningham.
And here's the issue for Chicago State with having Taval and Carter in there together. You get a lot of switches on the high screen and roll, especially if you're playing man-to-man.
Cunningham lobs it into waiting hands. Sky Robinson with a steal. Now Robinson puts it up. No. Wheeler's putbacks off, and rebound. Chicago State. Eve Parrish fights hard for it.
Great effort by Parrish, and that's again why I think she would be the better defender for Wheeler. Is just she's giving up too much size down low.
Cunningham to a cutting Wheeler. That's a beautiful move, and she finishes.
Great recognition by Chicago State. I also liked how Taval pointed that out for Wheeler. She gave her the pass. It goes straight to the basket. You get the two, I'll stand here.
Communication
exactly
makes the world go round, I think. Here's Fields, and an offensive foul. It goes against Debria Clark. Chicago State ball with momentum.
And you're seeing a lot of struggles from the guards from Norfolk State, Sam, and that usually is an indication of a team trying to stay in the game. Right now, they're only up 8. It's not a blowout. It's still close, but the guards are struggling as Coach Vickers continues to look on.
And he's continued to look on with this agitated look. His team's up 8, but I don't think he likes what he's seeing, at least reading the body language. Kind of an awkward pass. Willard gets it. And 15 on the shot clock. Passes to Taval. Izzy off the backboard. And the Cougars are within 6.
Chicago State, they've certainly worked on the press break all week. We've seen great press breaks out of the full court. That was another press break. We saw Hill score earlier. Now Taval, the beneficiary.
2 minutes to go in this second. Up top, this is Fields, still searching for her first bucket. Robinson, a travel. That's turnover number 11 on the Spartans.
I feel like I see that a lot, especially at the women's level of college basketball. The left-right shake. As soon as you catch the ball, you're so determined to go left, and then you see the defender go that way. You shake back right, but you still got to put the ball down. Leads to a lot of travels.
Left-right shake. Exactly. That was my best dance move back in the day.
You weren't a 1-2 step guy? Come on, man.
No, never. Here is Willard with a lob to Taval. And lobs it right back out to Cunningham. Driving in, the floater's off. She was fouled. And Josiah Cunningham will make another free throw line trip.
You got to let us see another look at that one. Cunningham looked like Wheeler actually got a piece of the ball as Cunningham let it go. As we see Josiah swing through. Oh, actually it was Fields who caught her on the elbow as Wheeler came up for the block. That'll be 3.
Fields checks out with the foul. Yeah, her third.
Yeah.
And Debria Clark's back in.
Frustrating 16 minutes for Fields. No points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 fouls, 3 turnovers.
Cunningham hits her first free throw of the day. 69% shooter from the charity stripe. The sophomore from Milwaukee goes 2 for 2. Cougars are within 4 and a big minute 30-second stretch coming up.
Sam, you mentioned that agitated look from Coach Vickers. Chicago State hanging around. They've been down by 9. Here they are back within 4. Turnovers hurting Norfolk State. Wheeler
at the wing. And up top, Robinson. Back down to Wheeler. One-on-one with Parrish. Step back shot. Ooh. Yes. Oh, Kiera Wheeler with a phenomenal shot.
That's too good, man. That's just better offense beating better defense. Beating great defense. Wheeler with a nice fall away over great defense from Parrish.
Cross-court look for Parrish is intercepted by Sky Robinson, and she smartly pulls it out, waiting for her teammates as Cunningham picks her pocket. Now Josiah's 1-on-3 and somehow rattles it home.
Great recognition again by Cunningham. She realized that's not a ball handler bringing in the ball up the court for Norfolk State, so she went right for it, took it away, and got a quick 2 back the other way.
It's a 4-point game. Cougars have hit their last 3 shots from the floor. 40 seconds left in the first half. Here's Clark. Now Wheeler driving on Cunningham. Fouled. Count it. Oh, Kiera Wheeler taking over.
And who else would you expect to take over for Norfolk State? Their leading scorer, Wheeler, on the drive against us. Once again, a mismatch on the smaller Josiah Cunningham, just driving downhill. Really not too much to draw the foul, but Wheeler was going to score that anyway. She's going to outmuscle Cunningham for the layup.
She averages 14 a game. In the first half, she's at 15. Kiera Wheeler, junior out of Minneapolis. Laura Seges checks into the game for Chicago State. Her first action of the night.
Yeah, and that's 3 on Josiah Cunningham, who is holding her mouth as she goes to the bench.
In and out for Wheeler. Offensive board chased down by Williams. And a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Got a 10-second differential right now. And 22 seconds to halftime. Robinson, the trigger. Off the front end, no. Another offensive board for Williams, and she's rewarded with a trip to the stripe. Foul on Zykia Carter.
Yeah, Carter just mistimed that rebound on the first miss. You'll see the missed shot. Carter jumped just a little bit too early, led to Norfolk State getting the offensive board, and now Williams will go to the line.
Offensive rebounding machine. Denaja Williams. 2 offensive boards in about 15 seconds. Hits the front end. On the day, rebounding battle smothered by Norfolk State so far, +9.
But it's those turnovers, that's what's keeping Chicago State in it. It's 12-11, or actually 12 apiece now, with both teams having 12.
With 14.7 seconds, timeout Chicago State after Williams hits both. And in this messy game, Norfolk State leads it by 8. Chris, you got to focus here on Kiera Wheeler. 15 points, 7 boards on 6 of 10 shooting. She's a phenomenal player. What's impressed you most about her?
Just how composed she is on the low block. Usually when you get to the college level, a lot of bigs, sometimes they don't like the contact that comes with playing in the post, men or women. They don't like the constant contact, getting bumped and pushed in different mismatches or matchups. Wheeler's done a great job of changing things up against Chicago State, and they've given her a number of good looks. We've seen Parrish, Taval, Carter, Norris. They've thrown numerous bodies at 22 and green, and she still finds ways to be dominant for Norfolk State.
And as you mentioned, it seems to be that those turnovers are what's keeping Chicago State around, down only 8, as Laura Sega is still in her first minute of the game. The inbound to Willard. 12 seconds until halftime. Cougars down 8 and losing the ball. So Clark has it 2-0. Debria finishes it off. It's a 10-point lead for Norfolk State. And with a second left, Willard heaves it. It's off, and we go to halftime, 34-24, Norfolk State. Cougars started this one red hot, but Norfolk State smothering them for most of that first half. And we go to halftime, where we will hear from Director of Athletics, Dr. Monique Carroll, on the other side here at the Jones Convocation Center.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
At the Chicago State University College of Pharmacy, discoveries happen daily and students become industry leaders. If you are looking for a rewarding profession combining patient care, scientific research, and opportunities to give back to your community, CSU is an exceptional place to prepare. With 3,000 square feet of state-of-the-art lab and research facilities and renowned faculty, no bachelor's degree is required. Learn more about CSU's College of Pharmacy by visiting csu.edu/College of Pharmacy.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at ticketsmarter.com.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
And back here at the Jones Convocation Center, where Norfolk State leads Chicago State by 10 at halftime. And up here in the broadcast booth, Sam Brief, honored to be joined by Chicago State's Director of Athletics, Dr. Monique Carroll. Welcome up here, first timer into the booth.
Yes.
Welcome, Dr. C.
Thank you for having me, Sam. Appreciate it. I see all the magic that happens up here, so just glad to be able to be a part of it.
Yeah, magic is the right word. Well, you've been here, you've been watching. What have you seen in the first half from this program?
So, you know, we've played a lot of games. We've seen a lot of basketball, but I'm really impressed we're able to make some shots, able to draw some fouls, hit some free throws. So I'm not a basketball analyst, but definitely enjoying the energy that they're having. We got a little slow in the second quarter, but glad that we were able to kind of finish, I thought, strong, and hopefully we can come out and continue to be competitive.
So for some of the fans watching at home who may just check in every once in a while on Chicago State, tell us what's new. What is the headline of what's going on here at CSU?
So a lot of great things going on. I have to start at the beginning of the season. You know, cross country. We had athletes that were able to go compete at regionals for NCAA. Our men's soccer team made it to the postseason in the Ohio Valley Conference. I feel like if our women's soccer team had that chance, they would have made it, but they had the most wins in program history. And then you go to our volleyball team that had an amazing season and ended it at Drake in the postseason. So just all of that's going on, and we're trying to get football. So still fundraising for football efforts here at Chicago State. Things are looking really good. So it's an exciting time to be a Cougar.
Yeah, football coming to Chicago State, for those of you who didn't see the news a little over a year ago when you first introduced this, what's that process been like of saying, hey, we are going to add football?
So a lot of people and a lot of labor have went into that process, and that was even preceding me when that process started. But we've been able to form a committee, really get a very comprehensive look to see, can we pull it off? You know, can Chicago State field a Division I football team? The answer after about 6 months of tons of hours of meetings was yes. So then the next is how are we going to fund that? And so, you know, we do have an athletic budget. We do, you know, have things that come to us directly, but it's really going to depend on alumni and donor support in order to do that. And so that's the phase we are in, is really reaching out and seeing who wants to be a part of the magic in Cougar country. And once we get that, then we'll be able to keep moving forward to field that Division I team.
What will adding football add to this department?
I think even bigger than the department, adding to the university, the student experience, student engagement. We'll be able to. We know that when football teams are on campus, it brings more students, it brings more eyes, and we also know that enrollment, it can grow enrollment, and then you win, and then it has double the effect. So just the experience too, to be able to offer more scholarships and opportunities for students to get degrees, a lot. And then internally, our coaches are excited about the possibility because they understand that with football, more eyes are going to be on basketball, going to be on a volleyball, on a tennis. So they understand how the trickle-down effect can help them.
Right, trickle-down economics of college sports. And we're here with Dr. Monique Carroll, the Director of Athletics here at Chicago State. Dr. C, you've been here you're now in your second year up here in Chicago. You came from down in Texas. How do you feel you're getting your feet under you in this role?
You know, the first year, I just took an approach to just sit back and really watch and see what was going on, not be too swift to act on most things, really try to have an understanding before we did a lot of changes. And I think now we're getting into that phase where the coaches, you know, they have a better understanding of me, I have a better understanding of what they need to be successful, and we're really kind of right in that, we're about to hit our stride. You know, we got a couple more months before I feel like we're going to hit it, but we're trending in order to hit our stride and just keep going in an upward trajectory.
Trending up,
yes.
Half the battle.
Yes.
Dr. Carroll, thanks so much for joining. Give me a key to the second half. I know you're not a basketball analyst, but got to get something.
So I'm going to give you a fun fact.
Okay, hit me.
I've done color analyst for men's basketball.
Okay, so
twice.
I definitely need a key.
Twice. So what I would say, we have to get some stops on defense. That is going to be the key, and keep our energy high. I think if we can do that, continue to get stops on defense, make the baskets in the paint, we'll be good.
You can add that to your demo reel for color commentary. Okay, so stops in the paint, defensive, you got to lock down. Cougars are down 10 to Norfolk State at halftime, and we'll have halftime stats for you on the other side. This has been Dr. Monique Carroll, again, Chicago State's athletic director. Thanks, Dr. C.
Hey, thank you for having me.
We'll be back.
All right.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
At the Chicago State University College of Pharmacy, discoveries happen daily and students become industry leaders. If you are looking for a rewarding profession combining patient care, scientific research, and opportunities to give back to your community, CSU is an exceptional place to prepare with 3,000 square feet of state-of-the-art lab and research facilities and renowned faculty. No bachelor's degree is required. Learn more about CSU's College of Pharmacy by visiting csu.edu/College of Pharmacy.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at ticketsmarter.com.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
At the Chicago State University College of Pharmacy, discoveries happen daily and students become industry leaders. If you are looking for a rewarding profession combining patient care, scientific research, and opportunities to give back to your community, CSU is an exceptional place to prepare with 3,000 square feet of state-of-the-art lab and research facilities and renowned faculty. No bachelor's degree is required. Learn more about CSU's College of Pharmacy by visiting csu.edu/College of Pharmacy.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at ticketsmarter.com.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
Back here at the Jones Convocation Center in Chicago, it is halftime here as you are continuing to watch Chicago State women's basketball here on YouTube Live. Cougars currently trailing the Norfolk State Spartans 34-24. I'm Chris Rouse, soon to be rejoined by my partner Sam Brief. But in the meantime, here's a look at our first half stats. First, for the visiting Norfolk State Spartans in that first half, shooting 43% from the field at a clip of 13 of 30, 1 of 4 from 3, 25% from beyond the arc, 63% at the free throw line, shooting 7 of 11. They are led by Kiera Wheeler, number 22, who has a grand total of 15 points as well as 7 rebounds, just 3 rebounds shy of a double-double. They are led assist-wise by Nia Fields. She has 3, but it's been a struggling performance for her, 0 for 5 from the field. Meanwhile, Chicago State, they're 24 points on 22 shots, 8 of 22 for 36%. Both teams 1 of 4 from 3 at 25%, and then Chicago State 7 of 8 at the free throw line, shooting 87%, led by Taylor Willard, who has 7 points in the ball game, Eva Parrish has 4 boards, and Josiah Cunningham has 3 assists. And now, as we get my partner Sam Brief back involved here, Sam, turnovers have been the story of this ball game so far here in Chicago.
Absolutely. Feels like it's been a mess, Chris, but certainly Kiera Wheeler's been rising to the occasion. We had all eyes on her, right? First team preseason All-MEAC. Flipping it back, what adjustments, if any, do you think Chicago State can make or should make against 22 in green?
Well, for Chicago State defensively, it's going to start with the cross-matching. What they have to do defensively, they have to figure out who's the best body to put up against 22 in green for Norfolk State. Eve Parrish has given them some good minutes so far, but you need more consistency out of Josie Hill. She's going to have to be your offensive presence on the other end, while also finding a way to keep Wheeler from getting her own baskets.
And now let's take a look at our first half highlights. Got Nia Fields has really keyed the offense, at least from that point guard position for Norfolk State, while Wheeler has done it down low. Chicago State only hitting 1 3 in the first half. That was Taylor Willard from the wing. But Norfolk State really rising to the occasion in that second quarter, +8, 21-13. And Josiah Cunningham getting going a little later in that second quarter. And Chris, as we watch these highlights, who would you say was the biggest surprise of this first half?
The biggest surprise of this first half, I think, would have to be for Chicago State. I thought they got some pretty good minutes out of their reserves. I thought Carter and Val did a good job of giving them minutes defensively. But if you're talking about offensively for Chicago State, I would have to say that it's kind of been Josiah Cunningham. She hasn't really taken over this game the way we thought. A little bit off in terms of hitting her shot, but you expect that to clear out as the game moves along.
Turnover type of game, both teams in double figures in the turnover battle, but here were some of the prettier plays of that first half, and one of the late turnovers with Josiah Cunningham finishing off the glass. Again, wonderful to have you with us here in Chicago. Hope your December Saturday is treating you well. We got hoops action, just the second all-time meeting, by the way, between Norfolk State and Chicago State. First one was on the 3rd of January, earlier this year, so we bookend the year with Norfolk State. That last one was down in Virginia, 86-53 win for Norfolk State. We'll see if the Cougars can come back strong here in half 2. 0-12 looking for their first win of the season. Chris?
Sam, I have to be honest, moving to this second half, these first 3 minutes will be very telling for Chicago State. They've had issues working with that 1-2-2 zone from Norfolk State, but also that little run at the end of the second quarter where Norfolk State's guards got a few layups. I think that was very key going to the locker room because Norfolk State's guards, the shooting had been struggling for them, and you see the ball go through the basket a few times with a few layups. That'll get your confidence going, especially going into the locker room. You get more fired up for the second half.
Rebounds +9 in the first half for Norfolk State. And we'll see how that trend continues as Wheeler is the beneficiary of a defensive foul. That's a block, and we will count it. So while many Chicago State fans might have thought, oh, we got a charge, Wheeler gets the block.
Yeah, we had one official who was pointing toward the other end of the floor. I thought she was indicating an offensive foul. I guess she was just saying.
A little confusing.
Yeah, and one.
And so Wheeler hits the back end, and now Wheeler 16 points and 7 rebounds. She averages 14 and 9, so already a nice day for Kiera Wheeler, and a good 3-man weave. Taylor Norris polishes it off.
Taylor to Taylor, nice feed by Willard to Norris for the deuce.
That's Taelor to Taylor. So it looks different on paper. Wheeler wide open down low, but she misses, gets her own board, and the putback. 19 points, 8 rebounds.
And that's why I keep saying I think Parrish would be the best defender against Wheeler. On those second jumps, Parrish will have the advantage with the athleticism to get up and get that defensive board.
So Norfolk State by 13. We just started the third quarter here in Chicago. And against a zone defense, Cougars looking to find their window. This is Cunningham. And now Willard with 6. Cross-court rainbow pass to Norris. 3 to shoot. Eve Parrish slithers in, gets fouled with 2 on the shot clock. Diawara guilty of the foul.
That worked out for Chicago State. That nice move by Parrish to work inside and get the foul on Diawara. But just out of shot, Josie Hill was wide open. I thought Norris should have hit Hill for the baseline jumper. Instead, she fed Parrish, who drew the whistle with the shot clock running down.
And now Tavau checks in for Hill. Coach Andrea Williams, her 27th season coaching college basketball. Second at Chicago State as Parrish her second-year player out of Ypsilanti, Michigan, hitting the front end. Coach Williams came over from Fort Valley State down in Georgia. Also tenure at Air Force, Oakland, Purdue, Fort Wayne. She's been all over the map.
It's just a matter of Chicago State turning her work into wins, because this team, they have players who individually have certainly improved on this roster.
Last year, 6 wins, 22 losses. This year, 0-12 start as Willard punches it out of bounds. Norfolk State keeps it.
And continually, they play one of the most grueling schedules, if not the most, in college basketball. Playing 18 games before December 15th is tough on any team.
Williams from 18, it's off. Rebounded to Vow. Yeah, the Cougars are in a stretch right now of 8 games in 12 days. That's the bad news. The good news is they get a 7-day rest, a reprieve after this one. It's finals week, though, so got to turn the academic light switch on.
And even in that triple overtime game last week, that was the back end of a back-to-back-to-back. So they've had a lot of games out here.
And a foul whistled against Norfolk State. It's Diawara, so now 3 on Diawara, also 3 on Field. So foul trouble starting for Norfolk State. And the inbound, Eve Parrish.
This would be a good time to feed Jasiah Cunningham, try to put some more fouls on Norfolk State.
It's Willard for 3 off the front end. Cunningham gets the board. Feeding to Val. Nice feed to Norris. 1 on 2. Taylor's got to pass out of it and finds the other Taylor. 10 to shoot for CSU. Down 11, in need of a bucket. It's Cunningham, 1 on 2. Finds the open to Val. 3 to shoot. Now Willard. 1 to shoot. To Val, the heave. It's off. And a rebound, Diawara.
Chicago State living dangerously. That's about 3 times we've seen them get the shot up literally at 1.
And at the buzzer, you're not going to get your best look.
Not the best look at all. Tough turnaround for Taval.
Clark with a foot on the line, nails it. Debria Clark, 10 points. She's the second Spartan in double figures.
Quietly getting into a rhythm. She hit the first 3 of the game for Norfolk State and then had that layup at the end of the half. So she's probably the best source of offense for them in terms of guards right now.
Freshman from Baltimore. Coach Vickers calls her a high IQ player. That's high praise for someone in just her first year of college basketball. Here's Parrish with 8. Cougars again living dangerously. Willard with 5 on the shot clock. It's Cunningham with 2. Shots up and good. Jasiah Cunningham, just the second 3 of the day for the Cougs.
When in doubt, find your bucket getter. Jasiah Cunningham, top of the key 3. Cougars within 10. Moving forward, Sam, they've got to try to keep it at least within 10 going into the end of this third quarter. Norfolk State finally finding some rhythm.
And driving in, there's the dangerous Nia Fields. Her first bucket of the day, 2 points.
1 of 6 shooting for Nia Fields, and she's been desperately looking for that first 2. She's been driving all game.
Norris, the shot fake, baseline drive, a little wild on the shot. Wheeler the board, and here comes Norfolk State in transition. Nice passes down the floor, no dribbles necessary, and Diawara finishes.
That's great recognition again. That's 2 guards, Fields to Clark, and then just push it up for the easy layup for Diawara.
Cougars vying for a response, down 14. Parrish bobbling, 1 on 4. Ball goes out of bounds, will stay.
And like you said, Sam, that's 1 on 4. You have 4 teammates yourself. You got to find a way to use them. Eve Parrish continues to get the ball and dribble right into traffic. That's one of those situations where, yeah, you're in front of the rim, but if you drop that off to Val, she might draw a foul.
Princess Hester checks in for Taylor Norris. And for Norfolk State, Anjanae Richardson enters for Debria Clark. Tavau has it. Tavau shoots it. No good off the glass. Rebound Wheeler, who now has 10, a double-double. And she feeds Richardson in transition. A beautiful pirouette for the deuce. And it's a 16-point Norfolk State lead. 5:55 in the third quarter. And the Spartans are cruising here in Chicago. They've hit their last 4 as we step aside.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at TicketSmarter.com.
Norfolk State has hit its last 4 buckets, and this was a pretty one. Richardson on the finish.
Nice finish by Richardson. The reverse kiss off the glass for Norfolk State. But honestly, Sam, the key to that play, Jasiah Cunningham was guarding the ball. She stopped, got caught flat-footed. Easy run for Richardson. Clear path home for the layup.
And now Tavau, Hester, Cunningham, Parrish, and Willard come back for Chicago State. Get a nice little stretch in. Saturday afternoon here in Chicago, Cougars are playing their 8th game in 12 days. It's almost a baseball schedule for this squad. As Willard corrals it, we have 5:45 left. Third quarter, Cougars trail by 16. Cunningham on the feed from Willard. That's a nice move, finding some open space. She missed it. Tavau the board. No on the putback. And now it bobbles around and Fields cleans up the glass. Richardson again in transition. Behind the back. Another pretty move, but she missed it. Rebound to Chicago State. Willard. 3-on-2. Willard
nice feed.
Finds Parrish. That's how it's done.
Nice feed. Also, great job by Parrish to keep filling her lane there. There was a moment I thought she was going to stop, and that would have left Willard on the island. Instead, she kept going to the basket, created an avenue for the layup.
Here come the Spartans, who themselves are in a gauntlet right now. 42-day stretch without a home game. The bucket for Nia Fields, her second, leads back to 16.
And also, you mentioned 42 days without a home game. They've been up north for most of it.
Oh, Fields, an interception. She's fouled by Parrish, so Nia Fields to the charity stripe. Yeah, Norfolk State under Larry Vickers was up in Minnesota earlier in the week. 74-43 loss to the Gophers, and we come to another media timeout. 4:44 on the clock. Cougars are down 16, and Coach Williams hunting for answers as we come down the wire in Chicago.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed at TicketSmarter.com.
Back in Chicago, where Kiera Wheeler and Norfolk State have dominated this thing after an early deficit, a 16-point Spartan lead, And Wheeler has her second double-double of the season. 20 points, 10 boards. Cougars searching for answers. Chris, you got any?
Well, Andrew Williams is trying to find some, and if I find them, I'll pass it down. But right now, Coach is working with her brain trust. And the issue is they've got to adjust to this zone from Norfolk State. That defense is just taking the air out of the ball here.
Chris, I think this might be your next look with the turquoise headset, pacifier in the mouth.
Pacifier in the mouth? No, thank you, sir.
No, then you can't give me your expert analysis.
Some people actually might agree with you. Actually, they might want to. Hey,
no.
Happy
Here's
to be on the
Nia
mic.
Fields.
Yeah, happy to be on the mic with you, man. Happy to be back here at the JCC with you.
Good time, good Saturday here for Norfolk State and Chicago State as Fields hits the front end. And Nia's a returner, 5'8" junior out of Peekskill, New York. Preseason second team in the MEAC. And Nia misses the back end. Out of bounds, Cougar ball.
Yeah, I know, Sam, when you look at the Norfolk State roster, you'll see a lot of players up and down the balance of that eastern seaboard.
Everyone.
Yeah, everyone's on the eastern seaboard. But you usually, I know you mentioned, you see at least one international player, not one on Norfolk State.
Yeah, this might be the only time in a few years of college basketball broadcasting I've seen that. A roster with 0 international players, not even a Canadian. The Cougars have a few. Norfolk State, all East Coasters. Williams a steal, and Richardson, she traveled, nearly traveled, she missed it.
Took off too early.
Totally off balance there as Wheeler collects. Finds Cunningham. Jacia, 1-on-2, gets out of trouble with a pass to Hill. Cunningham, another 3-ball. That's off the front end, no. And the rebound to Wheeler, her 11th. And then a nice pass to Richardson. Let's see if this one's better. Spins right into Willard. And then out of bounds, Cougar ball.
Too out of control, and she has the skill set. She absolutely has the skill set to get to the basket. We've seen it on display here. That's just 2 times where she was so determined to score that she just got a little ahead of herself. The first layup, it's just funny when you see somebody miss an open layup like that. She jumped up, she took off maybe 5 feet outside of where she should have jumped for the layup.
And now Richardson takes a seat. 2 points, 1 of 4 shooting, 3 turnovers. Here's Hester. Around the perimeter. Nice feed to Hill, and Josie with the 10-footer.
Josie has certainly improved that jump shot. The only problem is she hasn't had many chances to display it here. That's her 3rd field goal of the game, 3 of 8.
2-3 defense for Chicago State. Why?
Well, now what you got here is a mix of a 2-1-2 with a 2-3, so it's rotating based off where Wheeler is on the floor.
I see. You got Hill in the middle. Down low, here's Robinson to Wheeler. Nice interior passing, and again the putback for Kiera Wheeler.
What you're seeing, Sam, out of Chicago State defensively, you're trying to play through the other team's best player, so you're adjusting to the best weapon for the other team.
3-ball, Cunningham cans it, her 2nd.
Nice 3 from Cunningham. There's Chicago State's best weapon coming right back with 3.
Jacia Cunningham, the only Cougar with multiple 3-pointers. They're 3 of 8 as a team. Cougars back into that zone look, cross-court feed. Here's Williams at the top. Misses the 3, and the rebound to Hester.
Great adjustment by Hill because Hester had Wheeler, and Wheeler got away with the travel.
No harm, no foul.
Yeah, see, Taylor was actually smiling. She knew she got away with it.
Here's Jacia with 2:30 on the clock. 3rd quarter, Cougars down 14, desperate for some more buckets. Cunningham at the top of the key. 5 to shoot. Willard in the corner. Baseline drive, and she stepped out.
Once again, that's Wheeler defensively using her size to force Willard baseline. Willard has the speed advantage, but can you go around Wheeler? The answer no there as Willard lost it out of bounds.
Few subs now for Norfolk State. Danielle Robinson and Makoye Diawara replace Kiera Wheeler and Denaja Williams. So maybe a glimmer for Chicago State. You presume 2 minutes without Kiera Wheeler.
Yeah, but you know Norfolk State, they're going to play through Clark and Robinson here, 35.
Well, here's Diawara getting an and 1 to go. Makoye Diawara says, hey, Chris, don't forget about me.
And I think that might have been what that was, Sam. That's right on. That's a great call. They go right down low. They said, all right, you think we're going to go away from the inside. Let's go to Diawara and get a score. So just when Chicago State thought it was sweet, thought it was going to be easy with Wheeler on the bench, Norfolk State still punched it inside.
After that, she's 6 of 9 from the free throw line this year. And here's a Chicago State sub. Claire Simmons for Jasiah Cunningham, and Eve Parrish for Izzy Tavau.
And this is back to what we've been talking about with the cross matches all day. With Wheeler on the bench, now you take Tavau out, and now you're going to try to steal some rest for Cunningham for this final minute 56 of the third quarter.
Yeah, it's an important minute 56. Cunningham leads the team with 30 minutes a game. And today, she has played 26. 100 seconds left in the third quarter. Claire Simmons at the wing. Princess Hester at the opposite wing. Back to the point guard, Willard. 8 to shoot, down low. Parrish on the feed from Willard. Got fouled, and Eve will make another trip to the charity stripe where she is perfect today.
Eve Parrish has been a wonderful surprise for Chicago State. Just the multitude of things she can do for this team. Great movement. She was posted up, down low. You don't think of her as a post threat, but they feed it to her anyway, and she draws a foul.
Stays perfect at the line. An alum of Ypsilanti Community High School in Michigan. Parrish, the lefty, coming off a 20-rebound performance a week ago against Evansville. That was in triple overtime, but still, I don't care how many overtimes. 20 boards is 20 boards.
Scratch that. She had 18 in regulation, Sam. That's why earlier I said she had 18 boards, 20 in that ball game, though.
Diawara misses a 3. Rebound went to Hill. And it's called a jump ball possession. We'll say Cougar ball.
That's a bit generous to Norfolk State. Usually when you see somebody reach over the back to get the tie-up, that's usually a foul. But instead, they'll play the arrow to Chicago State.
Cougars down 15 with the ball. Minute 18 left in the third. And Willard had no help there. Robinson, after the steal, finishes it off. 17-point lead.
You're right, Sam. Once Willard got doubled, she picked that dribble up. Simmons was coming to her, and then she stopped right when the double team was pressed, and it led to the turnover.
Here's Parrish at the wing. Cross-court pass is intercepted by Fields, and Willard gets it right back for the Cougars, and then she falls. Norfolk State ball, and Parrish almost got it back, but out of bounds right in front of her former teammate, Haklichka.
Volleyball tap there by Parrish. That's when you would prefer Eve to just grab it and try to chuck it down the court. You had an open Hester in the corner. So now Chicago State will play defense here. 28 on the shot clock, 49 in the quarter.
And the bucket getters back. Cunningham for Simmons. Little offense-defense switch. Norfolk State still with it, though, as at the top of the key, this is Clark. She whips a nice pass to Robinson. Left wing 3-ball is in and out. And the rebound to Willard.
See if they play 2 for 1 here. It doesn't look like they will. The shot clock's still on.
Willard shimmying in. Now Cunningham. 10-second differential between the shot and game clock. 25 and 15. See it on the top of your screen. Here's Hester straight away. 8 to shoot. Willard, as the Cougars let it wind down again. Cunningham in the corner, just 2 to shoot. Step through shot, yes. Oh, Cunningham feeling it.
Nice step through, made something out of nothing there. She was open, it got it to her late, but she still scored to beat the horn.
Just 2 seconds left, and a heave at the buzzer. Williams is too strong, and we go to quarter 4. 15-point lead. Norfolk State has led this thing wire to wire since the first. We'll be back with the fourth quarter here on YouTube Live.
Set your future in motion at Chicago State University with over 70 degree and certificate programs, ample scholarship opportunities, and a vibrant campus life. Chicago State University is Chicago's #1 most affordable public university with a diverse faculty, small class sizes, and almost 50 student organizations, including NCAA Division I athletics. At Chicago State, we provide you with the tools you need to succeed. Visit csu.edu/admissions to learn how you can earn your first year of tuition free.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at ticketsmarter.com.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers. One love.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at ticketsmarter.com.
Cougars are down 15, but Josiah Cunningham keeping them in it. Milwaukee native with this beautiful step through. She has a team high 14 points.
Chicago State down 15 going to this fourth quarter, Sam, but they're going to need more of that if they're going to make this comeback effort happen.
Chicago State led for the first 5 minutes of this one, and then Norfolk State took the lead, and they haven't looked back. Up 15 now as Wheeler puts it in. Kiera Wheeler, 24 and 12.
What a game for Kiera Wheeler, just dominating Chicago State.
Season high in points and rebounds as Hester misses, Williams cleans the glass, and the smooth-moving Spartans are with it. Diawara against Hester.
That's
and
tough.
Foul against Princess Hester, her second.
Yeah, the official was saying that Hester stuck the leg out. From our vantage point, like Diawara just kind of turned and fell. Let's see if we get another look at it here down on the floor. Oh, yeah, definitely stuck the leg out, thigh to thigh. Great job by our championship crew as always, Sam.
That's why we call them. They catch everything. Make no mistake.
That's Stacey Adams down there, man, with that fresh look on the camera.
Clark at the top of the key. Feels like a few Norfolk State buckets could essentially ice this thing. Wheeler, a wide open 15-footer. Kiera Wheeler has done it all.
Right on cue, Sam. I was just thinking you expect Norfolk State to look to Wheeler with a chance to put this game away.
26 points as Cunningham answers. She has 16 of her own.
The only issue here for Chicago State, if this turns into Cunningham versus Wheeler, you're already down 17 points. You don't want to leave things to chance with jump shots back and forth.
By the way, Wheeler with the double-double, just her second of the season, which is sort of surprising for a player like her. But you look at her game log, and she has 3 games of 9 rebounds and double-digit points. So razor-thin margin to a double-double. And an offensive foul whistled against Norfolk State, so Cougar ball.
In these past few seasons, Sam, I can only think of one other player that's played this well in the post against Chicago State. That was Acacia Davis of Lamar, and she was dominant down low. Wheeler's giving those type of eyes, 26 and 12.
I feel like I can still picture the Acacia Davis putbacks from a couple years back. And an interception. Nia Fields gives it right back. There's Cunningham swooping
nice
in and sliding through for 2.
Right step through by Cunningham, kissing it off the glass for 2. Chicago State retreating defensively here.
Kissing it, right? Here's Wheeler. Step back shot. She's feeling it right now, but she missed that. And out of bounds, staying here with 8:09 in the fourth.
And now coming in, Sam, is going to be Simmons for Chicago State. She's sort of been taken out of this game strategy-wise because of the length of all the players Norfolk State has on the perimeter. Simmons gives Chicago State a lot of energy, just undermatched size-wise here.
She averages 18 minutes a game, but has played only 5 today. Just checked in for Parrish, and Chicago State comes out in a zone look. Diawara after the fake, blocked by Hill, who then gets called for a foul, her second.
I'd like to see that one again. Looked like Josie got it clean in real time, and once again, our championship crew on it. Good call because you could have got her on the hold there, but on the foul on the shot, that's a bad call. That was a clean block. The actual foul was on the floor of the hold as Diawara returned. Ball don't lie, maybe?
Well, if it really don't lie, she'll miss this one. Mokoye Diawara, Bayonne, New Jersey native. Okay, so the ball sometimes lies, sometimes tells the truth.
Honestly, Sam, I think that's about right. Like I said, she fouled her on the floor. She fouled her on the floor, but she didn't foul her on the shot. So, I mean, that's 50-50.
So the ball stays true.
Right.
When in doubt.
The ball is fair. Right, the ball is fair.
Here's Simmons looking to make an impact as we're under 8, and Chicago State in need of a spark. Where's it going to come from? It's Simmons. Finding Willard. Knifing in, she's met by 2 defenders. Now passes out of trouble to Hill. Hill drops it off. Norris gets stripped, and Chicago State will have an inbound 6 to shoot.
Norfolk State has certainly read the scouting report on Taylor Wheeler. She can't even seem to turn the corner to get a full head of steam. As soon as she makes a hard step left or right, that second defender is over the top. It was Wheeler that time.
Simmons chucks it into Cunningham. 3 to shoot. Got to pull the trigger. Cunningham lobs it to Willard, and a shot clock violation. Feels surprising. That's Chicago State's first.
Oh, that living dangerously finally caught up with Andrea Williams' team. Unfortunately for the Cougars, they'll turn it over here down 16.
21 turnovers today for the Cougars, who have shot it a lot better in the second half when compared with the first. Cougs actually 50% from the floor here in the second. Fields misses, Norris boards, and finds Willard. Speeding up the floor. Taylor Willard, a 15-footer, got it to go.
Great shot by Willard. Beautiful pull-up jumper for Chicago State. Here we go, Sam. You got to play this game in the segments. You're down 14. Try to get it down to 7 with 3 to go.
Get it to 7 with 3 to go. Okay. Feels reasonable. Nia Fields on Jasiah Cunningham. Wheeler looking to stop any momentum. Spinning in on Norris. Spins again and draws a foul. With 26 and 12, Kiera Wheeler goes to the free throw line.
That's another tough foul against Taylor Norris because Wheeler had her arm extended as she was backing her down. Norris was looking for the reach out. Right there, she was looking for the foul as she's sort of boxing her out. And then as Wheeler just turns into Norris, right there, the hand on the elbow actually came from Josie Hill over the top.
It's Wheeler's 4th trip to the stripe. And as of that make, she's 5 of 7 today. Kiera Wheeler, native of Minneapolis, started her college run at Daytona State down in Florida, and now in her second Norfolk State season. So 15-point lead for Norfolk State, and 6:40 to go. Now or never for the Cougars, I think. Wheeler dumps it off for Norris in the high post. She shoots it, and she drills it. Taylor Norris, her second point.
A lot of these women on Chicago State, they shoot with much more confidence this season. You've seen it out of Princess Hester. You see it out of Norris there with that 18-footer.
And why do you think that is?
They're just getting the gym more. You see them working on those shots a lot more, and also Williams puts a lot more confidence in her team moving forward with those jumpers.
Foul on Simmons, and Debria Clark will go to the free throw line.
You know, when you're a team that's 0-12, it doesn't hurt to add things to your arsenal. I think that's what you're seeing out of Chicago State. More players adding jump shots to their arsenal. It's starting to be more automatic. We've seen it out of Hill and Norris here in this game.
87% free throw shooter misses and is 1 for 3 today. That'll hurt the percentage. Freshman out of Baltimore, Debria Clark. Make it 1 for 4. She doesn't like the Windy City.
Unfortunately for Clark, because I think other than Wheeler, she's probably been the biggest threat to Chicago State with her 10 points.
Cunningham. Now Wheeler. Simmons at the wing. Leaves it off to Cunningham. Hill in the high post. Turnaround. Jay is off. A rebound. Kiera Wheeler. Her 13th. Feels like if Hill can hit that shot, she becomes a potentially lethal player for the Cougars. As she holds firm defensively, gets the board.
I agree, Sam. We saw that against Evansville. It was such a threat to the Purples' Aces defense in that game last Sunday.
Wheeler driving, kicks to Cunningham. 3 ball. Got it. Jasiah Cunningham, 21 points.
Bucket getters, get the ball in the basket. Jasiah Cunningham finding a way to splash the 3 real quick.
So the lead is down to 10. Could this be the turning point? Time to hunker down. Williams stops at the line. And a 3 ball for Clark. Air ball. Cougar ball.
Now that could potentially be a momentum-changing shot. Clark with the air ball there, following the 3 made from Chicago State. The energy is starting to pick up on that Chicago State bench, but here you are, down 10, 5 minutes to go. You're on schedule for the 7 with 3 minutes. You got to make the most of this possession.
5 minutes on the clock.
3-2 zone.
Hill draws some contact. A foul on Nia Fields. And we come to our final media timeout. 4:53 on the clock, and the Cougars are right there. Down 10 against a reigning conference champion. Let's see what Coach Williams and the Cougars cook up when we come back.
Let's put your ambition in motion. Let's turn roadblocks into new paths to success. For over 150 years, Chicago State University has fostered ambition, started careers, and built successful lives of accomplishment for our students. Now, it's your turn. Chicago State University.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a champ, forget about X's and O's. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Great seats at a great price. Get them safer, simpler, and smarter with Ticket Smarter. A proud partner to the biggest names in live sports and events, including ESPN events and iHeartRadio. Ticket Smarter has seats for over 125,000 live events and 48 million tickets for sale. All backed with the Ticket Smarter 100% ticket guarantee. Thinking about your next great live event? Think smarter. Think Ticket Smarter. Get your tickets your way, guaranteed, at ticketsmarter.com.
Chicago State hasn't led since the first quarter, but they've hit 5 of their last 6 and are within striking distance. 4:53 left, fourth quarter. What's Coach Williams drawing up in that huddle?
You would think it's something else for Josiah Cunningham. She has 21 points in this ball game, 8 of 13 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3. But right now you got Josie Hill getting ready to go to the line with your team down 10, trying to cut into single digits.
Chicago State dominated the first 5 minutes of this game. Norfolk State came back, took the lead, and the Spartans have led since. This is a game in which the Spartans were heavily favored. 6-2 reigning MEAC champions facing an 0-12 Chicago State team hunting for its first win. And if today's the day, they need a nearly perfect 4 minutes 53 seconds with the baseline inbounds coming, and Claire Simmons will take it.
So foul on the floor apparently.
She finds Taylor Norris, and Norris comes up with an air ball. Simmons saves it, goes through the legs of Diawara. Wow. 12 on the shot clock. In the corner, Cunningham. Step through, floater. It is in. 23 points for Josiah Cunningham.
The no-look 5-hole save by Claire Simmons to keep the possession alive for Chicago State. Threw behind her own back.
Now how does Norfolk State respond?
Think they're going to go to Wheeler? You think it's got to be Wheeler here?
Right now it's Williams. No off the glass. Rebound to Chicago State. Simmons. 4:15 to go. Down 8. Cougars are right there.
Nice
Hill has green grass and the finish. Cougars on a 9-0 run. Timeout Norfolk State.
And that's the energy I was talking about, Sam. Claire Simmons is fired up on the court. She's been on the bench all game as a result of the strategy. Great feed by Claire Simmons, pushing the ball up the court, feeding it down low to Hill for the easy lay-in. Here's a look at that save from Claire Simmons. The no-look 5-hole save. Not even looking, right to my teammate, and we get 2 out of it.
We call it a 10-hole, right? It went through her legs and Diawara's legs. So double duty for Claire Simmons. A beautiful look from under the basket. So Chicago State's hit 7 of its last 9. Norfolk State has missed its last 5. Chris, what have they done to change the tide?
I'm glad you asked me, Sam. I was going to say the game storyline has been the zone. Norfolk State controlled this game. They took the air out of the ball with those 3-2, 2-3, 1-2-2 zone looks. The problem is Chicago State has started to hit their shots. You asked me how are they getting more confident? They're getting more opportunities to get wide open looks, and they're knocking them down, including Josie Hill.
Hill, 8 points, 5 boards. Josiah Cunningham, 23 points on 9 of 14 shooting. And the Cougars are 2 possessions from Norfolk State. Fields. Out to Clark, a 3-ball, yes. She stops the run with her 13th points.
Second 3 of the game for Clark, and that's what she did earlier. The first 3 of the game settled Norfolk State down, and that 3 here might help them try to salt this one away.
Into a 3-2 zone defense now.
They're also making Chicago State burn the shot clock every rip with this zone.
Lob into the corner for Simmons. Shot clock now reading 10. Cunningham with 7, weaving in. She drew a foul. It's Diawara with her 3rd.
Let's see. If it's on the floor, that's a blessing in disguise because Cunningham, it's on the floor. So that's a blessing in disguise. Cunningham turned the corner, was going to have a layup. The foul kept her from taking off, kept the foul on the floor.
Just the second team foul against Norfolk State. You need 5 for the bonus. Hill lost it, gets it back. Lobbing out, Willard. Throws it right to Wheeler. Costly turnover for Willard, her 9th. Now this is Williams. Dribbling into the corner. Back to the top for Fields. Norfolk State looking to settle things down. 3 minutes, 5 seconds left. Kiera Wheeler already a double-double, bullying in. And she is whistled for an offensive foul. Norris takes it.
One of the first times we've seen Norfolk State get Wheeler with a full head of steam going to the basket here. She just plows into Norris. Norris got the foul earlier. This time Norris takes the charge. She's tougher than you and I, Sam.
Way tougher than me, I know that. 3 minutes to go, 9-point lead for Norfolk State. Simmons, a mid-range jump shot, strong. Rebound Wheeler. A little rushy on the shot.
Yeah, rushy is the right word. They certainly rushed that shot, especially if you're down 9. You want to get a quality look.
Rushy, the right word? I don't know if
it's the right word, but it fit. It fit. Let's say that.
Nia Fields on the drive. Foul call against Willard. That's Taylor's first foul of the game.
And see, you're starting to see Chicago State. They're starting to unravel here. They're just getting too excited to try to come back.
Too rushy?
Yeah, too rushy, too excited, too much of all the wrong things right now. And it's starting to turn this game back over to Norfolk State. You got it down to 6. They hit a 3, and now we've seen 2 turnovers ever since.
Nia Fields hits the front end. Back to a 10-point lead for Norfolk State. Team that finished 26-7 last year, made it to the NCAA tournament, falling to the #1 overall seed, South Carolina. And in Larry Vickers' 8th season, they got a 6-2 start, looking for a road win here in Chicago. Simmons with 2:30 to go, and Chicago State chasing 11.
That's got to be tough. You got it down to 7 with 3 to go, and now here you are back down 11 with 2.5.
Top of the circle, it's Norris. Hand off Willard, 10 to shoot. Cunningham to Hill. Out to Willard, 3 ball, it drops. Taylor's second 3, it's an 8-point game again.
Great ball movement, but Chicago State, that's not going to be sustainable against zone. You're burning too much time to get quality looks every rip here.
And time is becoming a huge factor. Under 2 to go, still an 8-point lead. Nice feed to Wheeler. And Kiera Wheeler misses off the backboard. Rebound Hill. Cougar ball.
Another must-score possession again with that clock becoming more of an enemy.
Willard speeding and a lazy foul against Wheeler, her 3rd.
I like that foul, Sam. I think that's a really good foul for Norfolk State because you want to settle, because also it's a sideline inbound. You get a chance to settle your defense if you're Norfolk State. Also, you had Wheeler out of the paint, so Hill or Norris was wide open down low.
That's a good point. Probably saved the bucket.
Saved the bucket, yep.
So minute 40 left. Cunningham in the corner. Won't shoot it over Wheeler. And now it's Norris at the free throw line. The shot for Willard. In and out. Rebound Willard, and then a frustration foul whistled against Josie Hill, her 3rd.
And all of that because Wheeler took that foul. So she took a foul which would have kept them from getting the basket. And as a result, the ball ended up with Willard after all, and Willard missed a wide open 3. Good job by Wheeler. Great recognition of that play.
So a really good foul.
Yep.
She has 27 points, 15 rebounds, and with Norfolk State in the bonus, she can start the icing process. 0-12 Chicago State, close to its first win of the season, but Kiera Wheeler wants no part of it. 28 points for the big center.
High IQ basketball is what we've seen these last 2 possessions out of Wheeler.
That's how her coach describes her.
Yep.
She has him up by 10. Defensive Player of the Week last year in the MEAC, and we've seen a lot of that defense today for Big 22.
I just love that foul. That was a great mental play on that foul.
Drive and kick, Hill a long 2, and she cans it. 8-point lead again. Minute 15. It's Fields on Cunningham. Fields taking her sweet time at the top. Jogs past Cunningham. Leaves it off for Diawara, and the lead's back to 10, minute to go.
Not a lot of highlights from Fields, but that was a beautiful drive and drop. Nice hook pass over the top to Diawara for the easy deuce.
Norfolk State finishing strong as Simmons coasts to the hoop, nearly gets the and 1. What a beautiful move for Simmons.
Nice drive right down the lane for Simmons. She got to the basket, tried to dipsy-do, double clutch it off the glass, got fouled, left it short.
And after dipsying and doing, Claire at the line looking for her first point of the day. This one is good. She barely played in the first half, but over 10 minutes in the second. Claire Simmons, second-year player out of Louisville. Leads to 9, and she cans the second. I feel like a Norfolk State bucket here ends it.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the case here. Any Norfolk State bucket ends it. So if you're Chicago State, you want to try to get a stop here without fouling, try to come down, get a quick 3, and
well, there's
right
a
on
foul.
Cue.
Why no foul? I'm curious.
Probably trying to conserve some clock here with 44.5 seconds. Maybe if you foul here and get the ball back, you can go 2 for 1. Try to score quickly, force a mid or foul, and then try to come back and score again with the clock still on, shot clock still on.
Fields 9 of 14 from the line.
It's just saying with 45 seconds, I don't like giving the other team too much control of the clock here because you're putting them at the line and you're expecting them to leave them short. They're free throws.
Norfolk State hasn't shot it awfully efficiently from the free throw line. 64% this afternoon, but very strong in the fourth quarter. 10 of 15 in the fourth. Here's Cunningham. He needs something, and Josiah comes up with a foul. It goes against Diawara.
And that'll help because now Josiah can go to the line with the clock stopped here. Here's another look at that half twist, and now she turns baseline on Diawara. This time no foul to stop her from going up, and she draws the whistle.
10-point lead for Norfolk State, and Cunningham knifes into it a bit with her 24th point. Josiah Cunningham fresh off 37 a week ago in the triple overtime thriller against Evansville, and she hits them both.
Let's see, who do they foul? Who's going to be the foul?
Wheeler finds Diawara. Nice full court feed, and Clark misses off the backboard.
Wow.
Out of bounds to the Cougars.
Unfortunately for Chicago State, it's going to come with the shot clock off. So now if you're Chicago State, it's about the 3 and foul game, and I think that's what Andrea Williams is going to want to talk about here.
Yeah, timeout for Coach Williams. We'll stay here. How about a silver lining for Chicago State? Chris, they have shot 94% from the free throw line, 15 of 16. That's a nice thumbs up.
Yeah, they've done a great job of shooting the ball from, like you said, from the free throw line and from 3. It's just, unfortunately, they are trailing on the scoreboard where it really matters in this game, as Norfolk State has had the control of this game.
Undoubtedly, the biggest reason for the story of that control, Chris, is Kiera Wheeler. She has her second double-double of the season. What's she done best today?
She's just dominated down low, Sam. She's done a great job scoring. She's done a great job on the glass. Chicago State has struggled to match up with her the entire game, and as a result, 22 has just been in her bag all game for Norfolk State.
On the flip side, a lot of Josiah Cunningham for Chicago State. She took a hard fall in the first quarter, limped off, and then she came back and scored 20.
You can't hold bucket getters down, man. Josiah Cunningham said that's nothing. That's just a little bump. Came back in the game and decided I'm going to get 25 points today.
28 seconds left, so you need a bucket quick. And here's Josiah in the corner. Finds Simmons. Got to shoot it. Hill. Willard. Willard lets it fly, and it's off the front end. No. Norris, the putback, fouled. And with 2 free throws, she can make it a 2-possession game.
Yeah, but the key here is you absolutely need both of these from Norris. Now, I'm interested to see how Andrea Williams of Chicago State plays the clock here with 16 and 9/10. Because like you said, Sam, it's a 2-possession game, but you're once again counting on a lot of missed free throws as you see the foul there.
Norris has yet to attempt one today. And Taylor keeps Chicago State's sterling day at the free throw line going. The team's 16 of 17. You need this one. There you go, 2-possession game, 16.9 seconds left. And Larry Vickers calls timeout for Norfolk State. So defensively, you foul right away?
Yeah, you got to foul right away. The shot clock is off. You don't want to waste time. And while we're here, I just want to say, man, Andrea Williams has done a great job with Chicago State. I know they're likely going to go to 0-13. It's just one of those things where you're just waiting for them to get that one win, that big win that can show off the improvements that's been going on with this program, because I've seen the work put in all season long from Andrea Williams and this Chicago State Cougars team. They just still can't quite break through and get a win no matter how resilient the effort.
They won 5 of their last 6 to finish off last year, but losing their first 12 to start this season, a gauntlet-type schedule with 8 games in 12 days. And today is the 12th day, so they get a week break during finals and return to action next Saturday at Valparaiso. And then back at home Monday against Georgia Southern. It's a 3 o'clock tip. We'll have it for you here. All right, Norfolk State ball, 14 seconds left. Wheeler to Diawara. Bounce pass, Williams, and one. That might do it.
Yeah, that's just bad communication by Chicago State. I could hear the players on the floor yelling, foul, foul. Norris didn't foul Wheeler, and it led to this, which is likely the icing on the cake for Norfolk State in getting the win today.
And now Denaja Williams with what might be the final bucket of the day for Norfolk State. Misses offensive board, and that'll do it. Norfolk State, a little bit of a scare here in Chicago, but Larry Vickers' team, the defending MEAC champs, come into the Windy City and pick up their 7th win of the season. Hard-fought game here in Chicago ends in a Cougar defeat.
Another resilient, valiant effort from Chicago State, but they end up on the losing end. You have to give Norfolk State, again, all the credit. What a game from Kiera Wheeler, 29 points, 15 rebounds, and also Debria Clark had them going from 3. A pair of threes for Norfolk State got their backcourt play going.
An 8-point win for Norfolk State. Player of the game, Chris, has to be Kiera Wheeler, 29 points, 15 rebounds. She dominated.
She certainly dominated, Sam. Jasiah Cunningham had 25 for Chicago State. But once again, Cougars end up on the losing end, but they had a number of great plays throughout this game. But Norfolk State, too much 22 down low.
Chicago State back in action Saturday at Valparaiso, and then we're back here at the Jones Convocation Center on Monday the 11th against Georgia Southern. Meanwhile, Norfolk State now 7-2, hitting the road to Wake Forest and then to Auburn. What a tough schedule coming up for the Spartans. But today, it was all about Norfolk State, this run-and-gun offense, a crippling zone defense, and a double-double for Kiera Wheeler. Norfolk State survives a scare in Chicago for the 8-point win. Alongside our championship crew, producer Joe DiGiacomo, director Steve Grine, and my good friend and partner Chris Rouse, I'm Sam Brief, signing off from Chicago. We'll see you next week when the Cougars are back in action.